Capricorns, and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that you're on my channel, my name is Vanessa Somuayina and I would like to welcome you into the fam. So you guys, today's readings are a little different and really fun. In today's predictions, each birth month receives its very own reading. And that's because today I have another one of my infamous double upload videos, which means that simultaneously to publishing this video, I have published another video which I will link down below in the description box, as well as pinned somewhere up here, where I explain exactly what your birth month says about you. And in this video, each birth month receives its very own tarot reading. So receiving your personal birth month reading is super easy. All that you need to do is click your timestamp that corresponds with your birth month. All of the timestamps can be found in the description box as well as pinned to the comment section. And you will be fast forwarded to your birth month's prediction. And I love creating this type of innovative content for you guys because I love providing you with another point of view rather than just picking your usual 4 or 5 different groups based on crystals. I want each and every one of you to have access to as much relevant information that is also highly personalized, which is why I continuously try to come up with really great video topics to mix into your traditional pick a cards. So make sure that you not only watch your birth month's reading in this video, but that you also check out the video that I posted simultaneously where I explain exactly what your birth month says about you. But anyways, you guys, I want to keep this intro short and to the point so we can spend more time in each birth month. So I will be starting off with the month of January and moving all the way through to December. So all of my January babies, just keep on watching, and to all of my other beautiful birth months, I will catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello all my beautiful January babies and welcome to your reading. So I'm gonna get straight into it while all you need to do is lean back, relax, and enjoy these messages that are here for you. So we have going forward as well as pleasure. So all of my January babies, you are a highly focused type of person. Being born in January, you don't mind being a pioneer. You do not mind being the one who is inventive and kind of first in line. So that is where I see that you have a lot of your strengths when it comes to this message of going forward and the universe wanting you to move forward. But at the same time, in conjunction to pleasure, I see that for all my January babies, it's important for you to not forget to have fun, to not forget to sometimes just take a break and really enjoy all of the progress that you've made and all of the recognition that people are wanting to give to you. As a January baby, you can sometimes just move on to the next task in a very rational and sometimes even robotic way, where other people need a little bit more time to just gather themselves. You power right through, which is where I can see here that the universe is trying to communicate to you to take more time to enjoy, to take recognition where you've deserved recognition, and also to praise yourself. Next up, we have the full moon in Pisces. So you're being called to find a good balance between spirituality as well as practicality. Being born in January, you can sometimes emphasize practicality over spirituality, or over, like we just discussed, having fun, taking pleasure in the simple things. So try to find a good way to balance it out. Try to find a good way how you get a little bit of both worlds, so that the side of you who likes to be focused and get things done doesn't end up just panicking and unable to enjoy and actually take pleasure. Next up, we have the new moon in Taurus. So all of my January babies, this is fabulous news for you. In the new moon in Taurus, I can see that prosperity is something that lies ahead. Prosperity is something that is next up for you. And let's see exactly in what area of life that you are going to receive prosperity next. we have the Tower as well as Love. So I do see here that when it comes to love, all my January babies, you're going to be able to completely release any toxicity. But that also means that if you're currently seeing somebody who is not meant to be with you romantically in the long run, that there is most likely going to be a breakup. There's most likely going to be almost like a release of that relationship and that person. But do not worry, all my January babies, as I can see here in love, that you have a really great choice for a soulmate, a twin flame that is coming up next, that is coming on up rapidly. So do know that if you're letting go of someone who you're really not meant to be with and you had that gut feeling for a while and things are just crumbling, know that someone new is going to come into your life immediately, okay? Very quickly, as I can see here in love, that it is undeniable that you are the first choice for a human being that is coming into your life next. And being the first choice means that they put you above all else. They want to be with you rather than anyone else, no matter how easy to convince somebody else may be, or no matter how low somebody else's standards may be, they would rather work up to kind of make you happy and work up to be good enough for your standards than anybody else's. So let's move a little further into your reading, shall we? We have the Emperor as well as the Five of Feathers. So all of my January babies, I can see here in the Emperor that you are somebody who can be very intimidating, but you will not be intimidating to this lover, because this lover is perfect for you. But everybody else, be it in your workplace or, for example, if you're still studying, I see that it's important for you to focus on the main goal and to create stability around that focus for other people. Again, you can be highly intimidating, you can have very strong energy that not everybody can cope with. So it is important for you to say exactly what you mean and mean what you say, so that there is no confusion and people know exactly that they don't need to tiptoe around you. Next up, we have the Five of Feathers. So in the Five of Feathers, all my January babies, you're being called to come up with a strategy, to come up with a plan for moving forward, especially when it comes to how you're going to relax, how you're going to chill, take pleasure in the small and the big things in life, and be able to also lean back every now and then and just exhale, chill, and do the things that you want to do, not the things that you have to do or that are work related. So come up with a strategy. For me, for example, I'm personally not a January baby, but this is just a tip that I want to share with you. I ordered a productivity planner that can help me properly plan out and be more effective in my productivity than just get a lot of things done, but then not have a lot of time left over for myself to strategically plan this fun time, this pleasure time. So that is where I see here in the Five of Feathers that you're being called to find a new strategy and to remember that just because you're resilient doesn't mean that you should continue pushing yourself, all my January babies. Even the strongest, most resilient person needs a little bit of me time, needs a little bit of time to relax. I see here in the Wheel of Fortune that even though maybe right now things are still okay, maybe you're not exactly in a place of deep depression or despair, that doesn't mean that things cannot change, because often we think that we can never fall into, say, a burnout or a difficult situation with our health until it's too late or until it's already happened to us. Try not to get to that place, all my January babies, and keep in mind that just because you're able to kind of get through the days now doesn't mean that an improvement wouldn't be helpful to really carve out more time for you, for self-care, self-love. Next, we have the Six of Pentacles. So in the Six of Pentacles, I can see here that you're meant to just leave certain things alone, especially if you have invested in the stock market, for example. Leave that alone. Stop trying to trade around, stop trying to sell and buy something else. If there's any investment that you've made, whether it's, like I said, the stock market, a house, a vehicle, if there is an investment that you have made in a certain item that you know is going to increase in value over the years, over the decades, just let it be. Don't try to sell now. Don't make any financial decisions right now, all my January babies. I see that you're being called to just hold on as value is increasing. Okay, it is gonna take a little bit of time, so hold on for longer. This is not a time to panic sell or panic get rid of things that you had put in place at one point to provide you with more stability later on. And if you're just looking to invest, another thing that I see here for you is, again, just hold on. You need a little bit more time to make an informed decision financially, so keep things as they are now. If you have to save, then save until you know exactly what you want to invest in a few weeks or months that you're 100% sure of. Next, we have the Apatite, the Ocean Jasper, as well as the Angel Aura Quartz. So all of my beautiful January babies, I can see here in the Ocean Jasper, again, that whole thing of scheduling yourself in. That is what the Ocean Jasper stands for, literally. I can show you right here. So make sure that you create a schedule where also you have an appointment with yourself. I see here in the Apatite that this is something that is a little bit out of your comfort zone right now. And all my January babies, I highly empathize with you, but it is time for you to lighten up. That is what I see in the Angel Aura Quartz, lightening up, as in not taking life so seriously, not feeling like you always have to be hyper busy. It is way better for you to be more effective and say get your work done in 6 hours every day than in 10 hours, because then you have more time to recuperate, you have more time to do the things that you love. And keep in mind that just looking busy is all the rage and all the hype. Being busy may be what society is kind of glorifying, but in the long term, it isn't healthy. And just as much as it's being glorified right now, at some point it is going to come back down. And a lot of people who have been in that kind of toxic productivity and busy life for too long are going to have lasting effects. So take yourself out of that equation, out of that pool of people, all my beautiful January babies, and leave a little like sleepy emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that this is like your promise to yourself and all the other January babies that you're going to take a little bit of a step back and that you're not going to push your resilience to its absolute limit. So all my beautiful January babies, we are at the end of your reading, and I really hope that you enjoyed it and found it insightful. Let me know down below what hit home for you, and I'll catch you in another one of my videos. Hello all my February babies, and welcome to your reading. So I'm gonna get straight into it, while all you need to do is lean back, relax, and enjoy this highly personalized approach to a reading. So first and foremost, we have the new moon in Libra as well as the full moon in Capricorn. So all of my February babies, in the new moon in Libra, I can see a new romantic cycle that is beginning for you. And this new romantic cycle is going to provide you with feeling more balanced, with feeling as though things are coming to a place where your personal life as well as your career are both satisfactory. I can see here in the full moon in Capricorn that the end of a tough cycle is approaching, all my February babies. So if you've been going through it, whether it be a painful breakup or a painful situation professionally, even if your career right now is in school and you feel as though you have failed some exams to an extent that you can't recover from, know that the end of a very tough cycle is approaching and you're going to be able to begin on a new note, especially a romantic one. Okay, so especially with an opportunity that allows you to be romantically intimate with another human being. Next up, we have opportunity. So there's going to be more than just, okay, we have another card that clearly wants to speak to all of my February babies. two more cards actually, which is leadership as well as love. So there is a big opportunity here in love for all of my February babies. I definitely see that love is a big topic for you, especially with the new moon in Libra and the new romantic cycle beginning. I can see here that there's more than one opportunity for you to find love. So it's really about making the right choice for you and being with somebody that makes you feel valued, that makes you feel like they're with you because they want to be with you and they appreciate you, and not just because an opportunity presented itself. We have leadership as well as trust. So that is where I can see that people are really kind of drawn to putting you on a little leadership pedestal, all of my February babies, because they feel like you're a very trustworthy person. Like you do things from the goodness of your heart, not because it benefits you or a specific organization. You are the type of person who has very high ethics as well as moral standards, and other people recognize that, and that's why you are more likely to move into the ranks when it comes to leadership positions. But it is important for you to also kind of believe in yourself, because February babies often struggle to believe in themselves, which can sometimes stop you at the tier that is right before CEO level, that is right before you being like the head of an organization, just that one step below the ultimate boss, if you will. So that is where I can see that often you get in your own way. So it's not that other people don't trust you or believe in you. The trust is undoubtedly there. The cards reveal that, but you have to learn to also trust yourself, all my February babies. Next, we have the Tower. So in the Tower, I can see here that in correspondence to the full moon in Capricorn and this tough cycle and period in your life ending, I see here in the Tower that you will come to a lot of different revelations, a lot of different epiphanies of how you stand politically, how you stand towards love, what is important to you, what you will accept, and what you absolutely will not. I can see here in the Knight of Acorns that you're taking action and really like walking your talk. So you're not just talking about being valued and loving yourself, you're actually making yourself represent that romantically. So not being with a partner that undermines you or your value, your needs, not being with anybody who makes you feel like they're not appreciating you, but instead just kind of swatting away opportunities almost romantically to be with people who you know just aren't on your level. And I'm not saying that in a sense that you feel like you're better than anybody. It's more like on your level of respecting one another mutually, because there are a lot of people who think it's okay to be in a relationship with another human being and disrespect them. And that is where I see that you're definitely just not letting anybody near you who even remotely would think in that area code or kind of allow themselves to show those types of actions at all. I can see here an opportunity that while there are a lot of opportunities for you to be in a romantic relationship and to move forward maybe romantically with somebody who you've really been considering for the long term, it is not surprising or won't be surprising for you to all of a sudden cut ties, sever ties with somebody who you're in a situationship with that you can tell doesn't fully respect you. But love is something that is here regardless. So anybody that you cut ties with now, all my February babies, will be replaced pretty quickly. I can see here in the lapis lazuli that really just making a decision is something that is hard for you. I can see here in the new moon in Libra that you're trying to find balance, and making a decision can sometimes feel very violent, especially when that decision entails cutting another human being completely out of your life. But you have to, it's inevitable. That is one thing that I see in the Tower. Moving forward, we have the Angelite, and the Angelite is here to communicate to you, all my February babies, that you have support all around. Make use of it. Don't just have all of these amazing people in your life, whether it's friends or family, just to look at. or just to kind of like collect friends and family and a support system. A support system is here for you to use when you need to, and also for you to be able to open up to, especially if it comes to making big decisions or making decisions about letting people go romantically. Again, don't be worried, all my February babies. Right now, you are just one of those calendar month babies that is surrounded by love. So do not worry about making quote unquote a wrong decision. I can see here in these smoky quartz that again, you're being called to just let them go. All of my February babies, let go of people who you know don't appreciate you. Let go of any type of romantic relationship that isn't serving you. Even if you've already been with this person for a good length of time and you've built a relationship, if you're not being respected, you have to let them go, because they're just feeding into this notion of you not trusting yourself 100%, which is what we spoke about in leadership and trust. And that will just hold you back professionally, having that type of energy also in your personal life. Next up, we have the Jade. So it is important for you to be the bigger person. All my February babies, you can sometimes tend to want to please other people. And in the Jade, it is important that when you try to kind of sever ties nicely or tell somebody nicely that, hey, we need a little bit of space, and they come back with an attitude, or they come back even like insulting you, trying to be like combative. I can see here in the Jade that that's when you just have to be the bigger person and remind yourself that it's not worth getting out of character for somebody whose only goal is clearly just to do that. So remind yourself of your self-worth, of your value, that you do not need to do that, and that you are classier than that, all my February babies, because you truly are. And you deserve a hopeless romantic in your life because you're loyal, you're a hopeless romantic yourself, and that type of energy just must be reciprocated. All of my beautiful February babies, this is a reading that I received for you, and I truly hope that you enjoyed it and that it was insightful. Let me know down below in the comment section what hit home for you, and I'll catch you in another one of my videos. Hello, all my beautiful March babies, and welcome to your reading. So I'm gonna get straight into it. Well, all you need to do is lean back, relax, and enjoy this highly personalized approach to a reading. So first and foremost, we have forgiveness as well as courage. So all of my March babies, have you been a little stubborn when it comes to wholeheartedly forgiving yourself or somebody else? Well, if you have been going through that type of feeling and those emotions, it's important for you to remind yourself that true forgiveness is something that takes courage. And it's okay if it takes a little bit of time for you to get to that point, but by reminding yourself that forgiveness is a gift that you're giving yourself, not another person, or telling them that it's okay that they did you wrong. No, we're not here to be doormats, all of my March babies. You're not doing that. By forgiving, you are giving yourself permission to live without feeling guilty, to live without still holding a grudge or having any type of negativity be a part of your life. Just think about it. If you never wholly forgive somebody, you're still kind of holding a grudge. You're still holding on to negative emotion, which is toxic in every sense of the way. I can see here in the new moon that a new start is coming. So if you've been struggling to let go of something or someone, do know, all of my March babies, that you're going to get over that fairly soon and that a new beginning is coming. So let's see what this new beginning entails for you. We have the new moon in Capricorn, and in the new moon in Capricorn, I see that your hard work is finally paying off. So if you've been working on a big project, all of my March babies, if you've been working on something for a very long time, do know that the hard work that you have put in is going to start to pay off in lots of different ways. And I want to see exactly what those main ways are, aside from the fact that you will have completed this great project. First, we have the Emperor. So you're going to gain a lot of social recognition and status. That is one thing that I see in the Emperor that is going to come towards you in your hard work finally paying off. Furthermore, I do see that you're also going to have more stability financially, as well as I said, socially. Moving on, we have the Six of Shells. Also feeling like you have a lot more time to just have fun, to let loose, and being in a good place with friends and family. Then we have Strength, as well as the Two of Crystals. So all of my March babies, I do see here that the hard work that is paying off for you is going to come in you having this kind of like increase in self-confidence, and then having that courage to fully forgive and let go even more of different things that you've been overthinking that are already long gone, that have passed you by a long time ago. But I see here in Strength that you're really going to kind of have this endurance, this newfound confidence within you after you have succeeded, after your hard work has finally come to a point where there is a culmination and it's all paying off for you. I see here in the Two of Crystals that life is going to regain balance. Life is going to come back to a place where you feel like you're not so overworked, and you feel like this project and your hard work isn't so all-consuming, and like you can finally chill again. I do also see here in the Two of Crystals that because you are so adaptable, it can really be easy for you to fall into a pattern that isn't necessarily very healthy, but because you can live with it, you put up with it. Whether that be with another human being who is low-key always shading you, who is supposedly in your corner, but kind of always seems to take a lot of enjoyment in when things go left for you. So that is where I see like you letting go of that type of toxicity, and just because you've adapted to living with them doesn't mean that you need to continue to allow this behavior to happen for eternity. Keep that in mind, all my March babies. Next, we have the Clear Quartz. So it's all about getting crystal clear for you. All about getting really clear about what your intentions are, and also what your goals are. This is a fabulous time of the year for you to create a manifestation board, for you to create a goal board, and put little cutouts, words, notes of your goals on that board. Hang it up somewhere where you can look at it every single day. I know I have my manifestation board here in my studio, so I can look at it whenever I'm creating, in order to get me to that place where my content is exactly what I want it to be, valuable to the entire world. Next up, we have the Garnet. So in the Garnet, all of my March babies, I see that your passion is going to be reignited. And I see here in the Labradorite that it's going to help you to see more magic in things. So if you have been slacking on some sort of creative ventures, because March babies are often very creative. So if you've been slacking on your art, your personal art, because you've been so kind of knee deep in work in your professional life, know that your artsy side is going to come back. Know that any type of writer's or creator's block that you're having is going to be lifted, and you're going to see the magic and inspiration in lots of little things that otherwise seemed really dull, gray, and boring to you. Next, we have the Sunstone. Taking pleasure in the things that you do is coming back to the forefront for all of my March babies. So do know here that moving forward, the clearer that you become about what it is that you want, and the more you let go of negative influences and aspects in your life, the more you will see how even the smallest things brighten and lighten up your day. Whether that is making a little fresh bowl of fruit for yourself, whether that is, for example, just taking a walk out in the nature, or parking a little further from where you're going just to get a few extra steps in and fresh air. I can see here in the Sunstone that you're going to come back to a place where you appreciate everything rather than seeing it as a chore, because you're so overworked and in need of more balance and a fresh start. So all of my March babies, the future is looking really bright for you. It's looking like you're going to come back to your roots, to who you were always meant to be, and like everything else is falling away, you're slowly just stripping away any unnecessary layers in your life. So all of my March babies, this is the reading that I received for you. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Let me know down below in the comment section how you like this type of video approach, and I'll catch you in another one of my readings. Hello Hello, all my beautiful April babies, and welcome to your reading. So I'm gonna get straight into it, while all you need to do is lean back, relax, and enjoy. First and foremost, we have the North Nodes, all my April babies. So in the North Node, I see here you stepping out of your comfort zone. And I wanna figure out exactly in what aspect of your life you're going to be stepping out of your comfort zone. We have two cards that popped right out of the pile, which is the Ace of Shells as well as the Shaman. And now all of my April babies, this is a very interesting combination. Let me tell you why. The Shaman speaks of spiritual power. So you stepping out of your current comfort zone and moving into a different type of spiritual power that is so beyond what you thought possible, but nevertheless, you are wanting to try that. As I can see here in the Ace of Shells, that your mindset is really in a place of abundance and happiness, and stepping out of your comfort zone is something that you're also willing and happy to do in love. So dating people that you usually would have maybe overlooked or usually maybe not considered, but now giving more people a chance because you're just really trying to broaden your horizon as well as your overall picture of people and this world. I do also see here in the Ace of Shells in correspondence to the North Node that stepping out of your comfort zone is maybe also something that you're doing physically in the romantic realm, okay? So trying out new things in the bedroom, if you know what I mean, all my April babies, as well as trying out things that you feel are really divine and really have to do with your divine feminine energy, your divine masculine energy, your goddess or god type of energy, all of those types of things. Think yoni eggs, think Kama Sutra practices, so on and so forth. Next, we have the 10 of Acorns. So all of my April babies, I can see here that you're taking responsibility for your actions, as well as in the wheel, there is a lot of change coming. We have another card that flipped over, which is the 5 of Shells. So let's discuss all of this, my April babies, because we don't want to skip over any important details. So I do see here in the 10 of Acorns that in a sense, the responsibilities that you have and you kind of like also taking responsibility for your actions is something that is opening up more possibilities for you in your life. So the more responsibly you act and the more you take responsibility for your happiness, the more possibilities come for you, which makes a lot of sense because the more you kind of say that you create your own luck and your own success, and you're not just saying that it's all up to chance, the more you're really able to have the success and have the things in your life that you have always desired. I see here in the 5 of Shells that yes, it's kind of like a readjustment from maybe what you were taught as a child, that love or money, success, all of those things are just down to luck, being in the right place at the right time, or you have to be born into money to have money later in life. I see here that you're slowly breaking down all of the thoughts and the beliefs that you were brought up with. And I see here in the 5 of Shells that type of readjustment is really bringing more hope into your life, bringing more hope for you psychologically to where you can actually believe in yourself and more easily step out of what you know, step out of your comfort zone and into new places that are completely new to you, and maybe also your lineage, maybe also your family in general. You are most likely going to be the first person to attempt a lot of things in your family that others were too afraid to do, or others had too many limiting beliefs which stopped them from ever trying to accomplish and achieve more. I see here that we have new beginnings coming for you because you're readjusting your mindset, and with new beginnings, of course, come all of these new opportunities and possibilities that we spoke about in the wheel. I see here in Miracles that it's going to feel very surreal. It's going to feel almost like it's a miracle, but all of my April babies, it is not. You have worked hard for these fresh new beginnings that come with a lot of opportunity, and you have put yourself into vulnerable positions. You have moved yourself out of your comfort zone, which a lot of people are too afraid to do. So you really deserve this. You have really earned this fabulous new beginning that is filled with miracles and filled with things going better than expected. Next up, we have pleasure. So we lightly touched on this when it came to the romantic sense and also just trying new things. I see here that trying new ways to find pleasure is important for you, April babies, because you can sometimes tend to be a little bit stoic. You can sometimes tend to be a little bit complacent when it comes to trying out new things, like new foods, new things that you can do romantically, whether it's with somebody else or just for yourself. You don't always need somebody else to wine and dine yourself and get to know your body, if you know what I mean, all my April babies. So that is where I see here that there are so many more things that you don't even know of, that you haven't even considered, that you would really love and that would bring you a lot of pleasure in life. So don't be afraid to explore. I see here in freedom that is something that you can sometimes struggle with, just how much freedom comes with living in this day and age. And this can come from a place of trauma that has been passed down by your ancestors. Maybe they didn't have as much freedom, or them exploring their freedom was even punished. So I do see here that exploring the freedom that you have in this day and age can be very daunting and very intimidating. The freedom that you have through technology, all of the knowledge that you can take in, how much you're able to learn if you just want to, if you just open your mind to it, and also how much freedom really lies in being open-minded and exploring your spiritual power rather than feeling like you just have to conform to one belief system or one religion. As I do know that a lot of you, not only April babies, but a lot of April babies on my channel, you are asking questions as to whether spirituality, tarot readings can go with your religion. And my response is just always to do what feels right and to do what you can stand by and say, this really helps me. This really makes me a better, more positive person. And this makes me less inclined to do something harmful to myself, whether it's thinking bad thoughts or do something harmful to somebody else, whether it is saying harmful, mean words or thinking negative thoughts. Anything that helps you get out of that allows you to lead a life that is more peaceful is what I would encourage for you to do. So if that means exploring more spiritually, even if it's unconventional, then do so, all my April babies. Moving further into your reading, I see here in solitude that alone time is super healing and pretty invaluable for you. I see that right now you don't really have a lot that you can learn from the people who are around you. What you can really learn from is being in solitude and taking in content by those who you don't know, okay? Taking in content by authors or creators that aren't physically in your life but can bring you kind of like a new mental awareness, a new way of thinking through their work. Next up, we have committing to happiness. So all of my April babies, that is what we literally just kind of touched upon when it comes to where does religion fit into your spiritual power. Committing to happiness is really what the universe wants you to do. So following your heart on what makes you the happiest, not what you think should make you the happiest, but what actually proves to make you the happiest, kindest, most understanding and empathetic person that you can possibly be. So April babies, follow your gut feeling more, follow your intuition more, and commit to this happiness in every aspect of your life. So all my beautiful April babies, we are sadly at the end of your month's prediction. I truly hope that you found this reading insightful. Let me know down below in the comment section what hit home for you, and I'll catch you in another one of my videos. Hello, all my beautiful May babies, and welcome to your reading. So I'm gonna get straight into it while all you need to do is lean back, relax, and enjoy your birth month's prediction. So we have two cards that popped right out of the pile that clearly want to speak to you. We have the Four of Crystals as well as the Eight of Crystals. Now, all of my May babies, you may ask yourself, what are crystals? So the crystals correspond to the pentacles in the traditional tarot, and that is the suit of earth, okay? That is the suit of all things in the earthly realms. So I can see here that when it comes to the Four of Crystals, that all of my May babies, you are being asked to not be so controlling when it comes to your finances, okay? Try to allow yourself to enjoy your money every now and then. Try to allow yourself to kind of not be so hard on yourself when you want to get something in the earthly realms, to not beat yourself up or feel as though, oh, you're kind of like shallow because you want something in the material realm. I see here in the Ace of Crystals that it's completely okay for you to splurge every now and then, especially if it's something that can make you feel good, such as hair care, skincare, crystals, just things that you know can be used during self-care rituals. As I see here in the Ace of Crystals, that you have a lot of prosperity that is coming for you next, all my beautiful May babies. And this type of prosperity will allow you to manifest even more easily in the future. So as a May baby, you are very driven, okay? You're very much the type of person who takes action. You don't just talk. And that is where I see that naturally more prosperity coming into your life will not only ease and calm your nerves when it comes to spending money on yourself, but it will also give you more confidence to manifest in the future and to bring just even more financial abundance in, more material prosperity, to the point where you're not longing for anything ever. Next up, we have simplicity. So all of my beautiful May babies, I see here that you're being called to see the beauty in the little things, in the simple things, and to not always overanalyze or do too much debating over whether you really need something or not, or whether it is okay for you to want something in the material realms. Keep it simple. If something sparks joy and makes you happy, don't beat yourself up about it, okay? You already are a month that tends to overthink a lot. Try to keep your headspace clear and to remind yourself that just because you like nice things doesn't mean that you're not as spiritual, and it doesn't mean that you're a shallow person. I can see here in miracles in conjunction to the Ace of Crystals, all my May babies, that it's going to feel almost like miraculous. It's almost going to feel like unexpected abundance, like miracle abundance that's coming into your life next. And I see here in focus that because you have been so focused on your work, you've been really focused on being a better person, you're now being rewarded by these miracles. You're now being rewarded by the universe putting all of this goodness into your life that you were so afraid you wouldn't receive before. And maybe that's also why you've been a little stingy or cutting corners in places that don't necessarily make sense, all my May babies. So for example, buying the cheaper product that you would use for months. For example, buying a cheaper product in your household, you know, buying a cheaper cleaning detergent that has more chemicals in it. Meanwhile, you're impulse buying something that costs a lot more than the $2 you saved on buying a cheaper cleaning product that you will use for months, but the impulse buy is maybe like a shirt that you really like that you won't be able to use as much or as frequently. So that is where I mean with cutting corners, where maybe it doesn't completely make sense when you put it into perspective, but in the moment that's what you decided to do. But I do see here that that's kind of coming to an end. In purification, I see that you're moving forward from feeling like that is something that you need to do, and you're really spending money more on quality rather than quantity, or things that you just impulsively want. I see here in forgiveness that all of my May babies, what is the great news about this is that you're learning, okay? Financially, you're moving into a place where you're becoming so much more financially literate. You're understanding exactly what an asset is and what a liability is, and you're not allowing for yourself to feel bad about how you used to think about your finances and abundance and prosperity and material things. You understand that that was all a part of becoming this version of yourself that you really love, that you're really happy with, and that you feel really comfortable in. So I definitely see in forgiveness as well as purification that any sense of guilt is something that you're working hard on putting away, putting to bed, and that just shows this insane emotional maturity and old soul type of quality that May babies have. Next, we have the Aventuring. So in the Aventuring, I see you actively creating your own luck. So not leaving anything up to chance, all my May babies, but instead saying to yourself that if I want a certain type of life, I'm going to have to go out and get it and create it And that's exactly what you're doing, and it's exactly right, all my May babies. I see here in the bloodstone that you're getting up, you're getting moving, and I can see that to move around a lot and to get things done, it is important that you take care of yourself. But I also see a lot of adrenaline that's just flushing through your body as you feel very inspired to accomplish things, as you feel very inspired to get to the next level financially, to get to the next level in the sense of you having so much of what you need in the material realm that it doesn't even concern you anymore, and that you can then focus more on spirituality. I can see here in the black tourmaline that it's important for you to protect your energy. The more you are able to receive, especially materially, the more there are going to be people around you who make you feel like, hey, do I really owe you something? They're going to almost gaslight you into feeling bad for your success, to the point where you feel like you should maybe give them some of your success that you're having in the earthly realms, even though they did not deserve it, they did not earn it, and they literally just made you feel like guilt tripped into sharing with them. So that's where you have to protect your energy and ground yourself. I see here in the hematite that what's really invaluable for you, all of my May babies, is to put yourself to a place where you feel really grounded. Put yourself into a room with somebody who you know is not going to gaslight you and is not going to try and lend money from you or get you to give them things when you're doing well, but instead somebody who continues to uplift you and wants to celebrate your successes and wants you to have them, that isn't just there kind of like trying to see how much they can get from your success, if you know what I mean. I see here in the moonstone that all of my May babies, you're being reminded to not just straight away chase the bag. So all of my May babies, chase your purpose, live your purpose, and the bag will follow, okay? When you're doing something that you love, you're working hard at it, you're becoming better at it, and you're providing value for other people, do know that earthly abundance, financial abundance is something that you're not going to have to worry about in those instances if you just stay strong and keep going. Even at the beginning, if it's a little bit tough, or if you're just trying to create a name and reputation for yourself, it will come in time, as long as your heart as well as your creativity is put towards living your purpose and what feels right, and you're going to have more riches than you even know how to account for when you follow that purpose, okay? The more you go down that road. So all of my May babies, this is the reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll catch you in another one of my videos. Hello all my fellow June babies, and welcome to your reading. So I'm gonna get straight into it. Well, all you need to do is lean back, relax, and enjoy your reading. So first and foremost, we have purification. So all of my June babies, I can definitely see here that you're washing away some old stale energy and moving into a new chapter. Now let's see exactly what that energy is and what new chapter you're moving into. So we have a big transformation that's happening for you. I can definitely see in conjunction to purification that you're letting go of old thoughts and belief patterns, maybe even of your old identity on the exterior, and moving into a new self, moving into a new you. So there is a huge transformation happening for you, and I see that you are afterwards more able to embrace this version of yourself. So I see that you may be feeling a little bit uncomfortable in your own skin right now, all my June babies, and moving through this purification of figuring out exactly why that is, targeting that area in your transformation, and then being able to embrace yourself. That is like one of the most therapeutic things that you can do for yourself, because as a June baby, you can often be just so entangled in helping other people and helping friends, family members, maybe children, that it's hard for you to take a step back and say, hey, what can I do for myself? What can I do to make myself feel better? So that is where I see that this transformation that's coming up next for you is really really coming in handy because it allows you to love yourself more and embrace yourself more. Next, we have the balsamic moon. So this is a time for healing, and that's what the balsamic moon stands for. A time for healing, a time for regeneration, and a time for a rebirth, really, of yourself and your own confidence. I see here in the new moon in Taurus that there's a lot of prosperity that lies ahead after this transformation. So because you feel more confident and more happy in your own skin, you then are able to attract more riches into your life, quite literally. So more prosperity in the earthly realm, but also more prosperity spiritually, because you're not hung up on feeling inadequate or feeling as though you can't embrace yourself, but instead you are 100% just happy with who you have become and what you've succeeded to accomplish. Next up, we have the new moon in Sagittarius. So all of my June babies, luck is on our side, thank God. So I can see here in the new moon in Sagittarius that right now, at the time of you watching this video, luck is definitely something that is on your side, that is helping you through this transformation. But luck is also, in a sense, your gut feeling. So if you feel in your gut like, doing this procedure, purchasing this item to help me feel or look better may not be the right thing for me, or in 10 years I may not like this procedure that I underwent right now, steer clear of it, all of my June babies, as your gut feeling does not lie. Moving further into your reading, we have the new moon in Libra. So I see a new romantic cycle being able to begin for you, all of my June babies. And I do see here in a new romantic cycle that this could also be regaining more love for people who are already in your life, okay? Because as a June baby, you are really focused on friends, on family, on your romantic life. And you having this transformation in yourself transforms your love life, because you feel more confident in your body. You feel more confident being nude. You feel more confident being just in a space that would usually make you feel insecure, or just not wearing maybe appropriate clothing to an event because you just got there from something that you went to prior to, or for example, you went very spontaneously, or you just didn't feel like dressing up. And I see that moving forward, the more confident that you feel, the less you really care about what others will think of you. We have here in growth the sign that your transformation is really just going to be a big growth spurt for you personally, for you spiritually, to the point where it seems like everything matters, but also nothing matters. So everything matters in the sense of you feeling interconnected with other people, and reminding yourself just how important it is to be kind, and how every soul, every living being matters to you. But at the same time, nothing matters, because it doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter what other people may think of you for a split second when you're walking down the road, or you see somebody in the grocery store. And instead you're focusing on the big picture, where everybody matters, and where the amount of kindness that you're able to give is what is truly important, and where your transformation matters a lot. Because when you allow yourself to embrace yourself, to transform, then other people can benefit from that as well. Next up, we have answers within. So all of my June babies, I literally just pointed out to you earlier how your intuition doesn't lie. It is highly important, and it is also a part of you that is invaluable. So do know here in answers within that you have the answers that you seek intuitively in this gut feeling. So if you're not sure how to move forward, ask yourself and listen. Do not make a decision based on what you think you should do, or based on what you think is more rational or will please others. You know in your gut whether it's the right thing. Now, whether that is a medical procedure, whether that is even just taking certain pills or supplements that you were prescribed to take, whether that is going under the knife just for vanity reasons, okay? These are all personal decisions that you need to make, and these are all decisions where getting a second or a third opinion is important. If you have a strange gut feeling about a medical procedure or a doctor prescribing you something, get that second, that third opinion, that fourth opinion, because there are mistakes even in the medical field, even by medical professionals. I am not a medical professional, but I sincerely do believe that getting multiple opinions is invaluable, especially in this day and age where medical practitioners are so overworked, where people who are working in the health field can sometimes prescribe things very quickly without really knowing you and your story. You really need to be looking out for yourself, all of my June babies, as I can see here in negativity that otherwise it just kind of festers and builds up, because in your gut, you already feel like something is off. In your gut, you already feel like maybe you should have done more. And that's where I can see that that interrupts your flow. So in order to allow yourself to continue to be almost like in the river, in the flow of your own personal abundance, you have to make sure that anything that rubs you the wrong way, any negativity that you're feeling, especially like third-party negativity, so negativity that you feel, for example, if you encounter somebody frequently who you don't want to encounter, and that is a health practitioner or, for example, a teacher, somebody who you can potentially avoid by just switching classes or switching, for example, doctors, switching clinics that you go to, then try to do that, because every time you're already building up in your head seeing this person and just how much negativity surrounds that person and that situation, that is affecting you more than just in that minute where you're there, where you're in front of them, where you're confronting them or they're confronting you. That affects your life overall and your life quality multiple hours and days and sometimes even months ahead. So cut those ties in order to not sit in a kind of like stale area of the river and to continue really just flowing with what feels right and feels healthy for you. So all of my June babies, this is a reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Let me know down below that you made it to the end of your reading by leaving a little tree emoji down below, and I'll catch you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello all my July babies, and welcome to your birth month's prediction. So let's get straight into it. All you need to do is lean back, relax, and enjoy the reading. So first and foremost, we have success. So all of my July babies, success is something that is assured. Success is something that is coming towards you. Let's see exactly in what area of your life. We have delight as well as relaxation. So one thing that I can see here in delight, that not only are you going to feel as though things are going in a very successful direction for you, but I do also see here in delight that it's going to make you feel as though you finally have time to relax. You finally have time to just lean back, chill, and take some time off. So I do see here that in correspondence to your financial ventures, to your professional life, this is a sign that you're going to be in a smooth sailing kind of area of your life, of your career, where you are able to just take a step back and chill, breathe a little. We have the Page of Acorns. So in the Page of Acorns, I see that this is going to promote a version of yourself, all my July babies, that is enthusiastic, that is wanting to adventure, explore, and discover new things, and that is just kind of like that childlike wonderment that you may be lost along the road to success. So I do see here that with your upcoming success comes not only time to relax, but also time to regain inspiration and fill your well with new ideas. Next up, we have the Knight of Acorns. So in the Knight of Acorns, I definitely see a lot of fire sign type of energy, which is not very surprising as a lot of Leos are born during July. So all my July babies with this fire sign energy in the air, I can definitely see here that there's a lot of drive and action that you have within you, almost like this fire, this passion that's been ignited. So I do see here in the Knight of Acorns that moving forward and pushing forward is happening, even though you do have a lot of success to show. So you're not stopping now. It's kind of like you want that next big thing, and you're not going to stop just because you've had a little bit of success. I see here in Awakening that you're all about this feeling of enlightenment. You're all about this feeling of continuing to learn, continuing to be a student for life, and also in a sense not feeling like you've ever learned enough or like you ever know enough. So just continuing to grow is what I see for all of my July babies, as I see here in the star, that this is something that brings you peace. This is something that makes you feel relaxed. You feel as though you have done your job if you continue to be open-minded and learn, and you continue to put your ideas into action. I also do see here in the star that there is a lot of hope that's on the horizon for upcoming projects and business ventures that's coming as soon as you have hit success, which is most likely why you are trying to continue to still keep the ball rolling and to still look out for that next big thing. Because in the Knight of Acorns, I see that losing momentum is kind of like your biggest fear. It's what you're really trying to avoid. You want to make sure that you continue going with your energy that is undoubtedly on a high. We have release. So definitely engaging in working out and doing some type of physical activity is highly essential for all of my July babies, as you have a lot of pent-up energy. So if you're feeling a little bit like meh, you don't really know what's going on, but you know that somehow you just feel uncomfortable in your body, try working out, try actually getting a sweat on, and see how you feel afterwards. As I can see here in Release, that there's a lot of tension and energy that can easily be released through working out and through allowing your body to have a little bit of perspiration go on. Next, we have Listen to Your Body. So my July babies, I can see that it's important that amidst the success, amidst all of these creative ventures that you're looking into, that you're exploring, that you still listen to your body, especially if you're going on an adventure, on some type of trip. If you feel a little bit unwell, or if you feel a little bit like you're not 100% where you need to be, listen to your body before it's too late, or before something happens that might be irreversible or give you a real shock. I see here in Kindness for all of my July babies that that is something that you're being called to continue to extend to other people. I see that that is like your biggest gift. That is the thing that others love the most in you, how kind and giving that you are, and the fact that you never feel like somebody else is too successful, too unlike you, too different for you to extend a helping, kind hand. No matter what life throws at that person, you are always there for others, and you're always willing to kind of lift others up. That is very Leo-like, and a lot of people who are born in July have that trait. Also Cancerians, who kind of like to extend confidence to others. So all of my July babies, continue doing that while listening to your body moving forward. It seems that the universe finds this to be really important for where you're at in your life right now. So all of my July babies, this is the reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Let me know down below in the comment section what hit home for you, and I'll catch you in another one of my videos. Hello all my August babies, and welcome to your birth month's prediction. So I'm gonna get straight into it, while all you need to do is lean back, relax, and enjoy your reading. So first and foremost, we have the Two of Acorns. So all of my August babies, in the Two of Acorns, one thing that I do see here is a lot of insight and, in a sense, a big amount of focus when it comes to your goals. Being ruled by the number 8 and being an August baby, it can be much easier for you to attract abundance and to manifest than it is for other birth months. And you having this superior focus really does help. I see here in the Nine of Acorns that you're a highly powerful being that is able to persevere even even through difficult times. So the fact that you're somebody who is very resilient really does help you in every aspect of your life, and that's most likely also why you're often rewarded with more abundance than other birth months, because the universe can see that you're also able to stem the responsibility that comes with being given a lot. Next, we have a voyage. So for all of my August babies, I see here in voyage that you're most likely really yearning to go on a new adventure. You're yearning to go on a new trip, but I do see that you have to remain focused. You have to remain in a state where you remind yourself of what's really important and what you should maybe try to move to another time where it makes more sense, especially with the current situation that's going on around the globe. Going on trips is most likely going to end up in a situation where there is chaos, and that is where I can see here in healing chaos that it's important for you to kind of like stay put, all of my August babies. Even though you're born during a month that shows that you're able to not only go on a lot of adventures with ease, but also explore a lot of new places without as much anxiety as others, I do see here that in healing chaos, it is still a lot healthier for you to stay put right now and allow for the chaos that's going on around you to heal. So we have a few cards that popped right out of the pile. Let's see what they mean. We have new beginnings, we have potential, we have the truth, purity, security, as well as stillness. So all of my August babies, I can see here in new beginnings that there is a huge amount of potential in the fresh start that is coming for you where you're at right now. So in your current job, in your current professional life, where you currently live. So leaving now would be a big mistake, and it would just end up putting you in a place that is full of chaos, or you, for example, needing to stay home until, you know, you're sure that you don't have any germs that you brought home with you from wherever you traveled to. No, you're not meant to have to put up with that right now, as I can see here that high amounts of potential are in these new beginnings that are near you at this point in time, all my August babies. And I do see here in truth as well as purity that it is really something that you need to come to terms with and just be honest with yourself with, whether there's any point in making any hasty decisions right now when there is so much potential for more security where you're at right now. So more security could mean financial. It could also mean romantic. Either way, don't leave, okay? All of my beautiful August babies, right now there's a lot of magical energy around you. You may not see it, but when you take time for stillness, when you take time for meditation and to just appreciate where your life is right now, you will see the infinite potential that surrounds you. So traveling right now is not for you. Adventuring right now is something that the universe is trying to have you resist doing because of the amount of potential that there is in the new beginnings that are in your immediate kind of circle, if you will. Next up, we have the citrine as well as the black kyanite. So all of my beautiful August babies, bring in the light, bring in the party, bring in the fun wherever you're at right now. Don't feel as though just because you can't go on a new adventure or explore the world that means that things can't be fun. I can see here in the black kyanite that you have to be very kind of like tough with yourself when it comes to this, and remind yourself of how fortunate you are to even have a screen to watch this video on, and to bring in the light, reminding yourself like, hey, just because I can't do things as I usually would doesn't mean that I cannot discover new, fresh things that are just as fun, that will make me just as happy, or that I can't go to places that are close by in the nature where I can have the time of my life and create memories that I'm going to remember for years and decades to come. So all of my August babies, this is a reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Let me know down below in the comment section how you like this type of approach for a more personalized reading, and I'll catch you in another one of my videos. Hello Hello all of my September babies and welcome to your birth month's prediction. So let's move straight into it while all you need to do is lean back, relax, and enjoy your reading. So all of my September babies, you are ruled by the number 9, and I can see here in correspondence to thriving that the upcoming few weeks and months are going to allow you to thrive in different ways that are typical to your birth month. So do make sure that you head over to that video that I did where I explain what each birth month means in order to figure out in what areas you're especially going to see yourself thriving. But let's get more details in this reading, shall we? We have embracing. So I can definitely see here that you thriving is something that is going to be embraced. I see that you're going to get a lot of public recognition. So people around you are going to be very happy for the fact that you're in a good place. So if you've been feeling a little depressed or a little down and you're feeling back up, you're moving to a place where you have this happiness again. I see that people around you are really going to kind of encourage that and going to try to feed into that a lot more. You're going to be wholly embraced as well as protected. All of my beautiful September babies, protection is maybe something that you've been craving. Protection is maybe something that you've always wanted. And I can see here in protection that you are going to be taken under somebody's wing, so to say. There are people around you, maybe parents, maybe friends, who really just want to protect you in this state of happiness and in this state of you thriving. They do not want to see you go to a dark place ever again, and they will try to protect you at all costs. I can see here in adventures that going on little trips, whether it be into the nature or just to see these people who are very protective of you, is going to allow you to feel not only safe, but also in a sense inspired that there are people in this world who truly care about you as well as others, and inspired when it comes to love. The Two of Shells, all my September babies, is a sign that romantic love is near, a mutually respectful relationship that is beneficial to both parties involved. And I can see here in the Two of Shells that love is something that you're able to embrace moving forward, and love is something that you're able to have come into your life. So if you are single, I want you to know, all of my beautiful September babies, the Two of Shells, that this is a very favorable card when it comes to attracting romantic love into your life. And I see here in the Chariot that the person who wants to be with you is somebody who will be very kind of determined to show you that, very determined to make it clear that they want to be with you and nobody else. So you're not going to be hemming and hawing as to whether you are with the right person or not. That person is going to express very clearly, all of my September babies, that they want to be with you. Next we have the Tower as well as the King of Acorns. So I see here a very strong fire sign type of person. So this could be, for example, a Leo. This could be, for example, a Sagittarius, who has maybe been like using or exerting their power to control you. So somebody who is older, in a sense more mature, and they have been using the fact that they have more experience or they're in a position of power. They have been exploiting that, okay? And they are somebody who has done that to others, but they've also done it to you. So all of my September babies, in correspondence to the Tower, I want you to know that that person is going to be released from your surroundings. You're going to be able to get rid of them, to not have anything to do with them anymore, thank God. And in protection, I see here that your loved ones are going to listen to all of the horror stories that you've been through with this King of Acorns, and they're going to like almost form this protective cloak around you where, for example, if this King of Acorns is somebody who you've worked with professionally, they're going to tell you, your loved ones, I mean, are going to tell you that it's okay, you don't have to worry about your finances. You don't have to worry about finding anything too quickly. It's just more important that you get away from this King of Acorns type of negativity. That is one thing that I see here in protection that is being put first. Finally, your health. Next up, we have the pink opal. So in the pink opal, it is important for all of my September babies that you are kind to yourself, especially in a situation that you didn't ask for, that kind of just happened more to you rather than for you, where maybe you had to come in contact with somebody who is just straight up a tyrant and a bully. So remind yourself that you have to be kind to yourself. Don't kind of push the blame onto yourself or allow yourself to be gaslit. Be nice to yourself, because you don't need this kind of like double ambush from somebody else and yourself. The most important words that you will ever hear are the words that you speak to yourself, all my September babies. Next, we have the agate. And in the agate, I can see that will help you to get back into balance. And also romantic love is something that will help you get back into balance. And a lot of people fail to talk about this, but often when you have mental struggles, okay, when you're struggling with your mental health, and you really find that twin flame, that soulmate that supports you and that's there for you, that can often help you overcome mental illness. That can often help you keep it kind of at bay. And that's something that a lot of people fail to kind of like talk about or say. Of course, you should not be going out in a vulnerable state deliberately looking for somebody, but for some of us, when we're in a state where we're mentally not as healthy, the universe sends a twin flame or a soulmate into our lives in order to protect us, in order to give us somebody to lean on to, especially if we don't have a lot of friends or family that we can count on, and gives us that person to bring us back into balance so that we can actually face our problems. Not everybody is meant to first sort themselves out and then look into love. Some people have love that is kind of like pushed or placed into their life at a difficult time for that exact reason, to help them get better. The universe knows and is smart like that. Next up, we have the epidote. So in the epidote, you are really being called to go deeper when it comes to romantic love and to ask yourself what it is that would really benefit you. So some people really do need to sort themselves out, especially if mental health involves addiction, substance abuse. It is really important then to sort yourself out so you don't drag somebody else into it. But often with other things such as anxiety or depression, having somebody beside you can really just be almost like that anchor that allows you to stay in a calm space. So I can see here in the epidote that just giving yourself a real kind of like cold, hard look in the mirror and asking yourself what kind of person that you really are is helpful beyond measure, because then you know whether it's okay for you to be looking for love and whether it would be helpful, or whether this is really a time where you just need to close the doors, close the chapter of love for now and revisit at a later time. The same goes for if you're with a partner who is enabling bad behavior, who is enabling destructive behavior, toxic behavior. Talk to them, and if they are unwilling or they cannot help you for some reason, then maybe it would be helpful to temporarily kind of end that relationship so that you can focus on yourself, all my September babies. Next, we have the Angel Aura Quartz. So all of my September babies in the Angel Aura Quartz, I can see here that having fun and lightening up is what your guides want to close your reading on. We talked about a few heavy subjects. We talked about how you can make sure that you're in the best, healthiest place possible, and now the Angel Aura Quartz is simply trying to remind you of the fact that it is important to take everything with as much fun, love, and just overall happiness as you possibly can. Being a September baby, it is definitely a time of change. It is definitely a time of anxiety. So a lot of September babies do suffer from anxiety, but I do want you to know here in the Angel Aura Quartz that the less seriously you take things, the more you will be able to see the humor in it, and the more you'll be able to just calm yourself to the point where you know, okay, this won't affect me a month from now, so why should I allow it to affect me right now or to make me feel stressed out right now when these things don't even matter. So learning how to put little things aside and really focus on the bigger picture is what I see that can lighten the mood for all of my September babies in this very moment. So all of my beautiful September babies, I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for joining me in this divine space today, and I'll catch you in another one of my readings. Hello all of my October babies, and welcome to your reading. So I'm gonna get straight into it. All you need to do is lean back, relax, and enjoy your birth month's prediction. So first and foremost, we have forgiveness. So all of my October babies, is there someone that you need to forgive? Is that maybe yourself? What is going on? I want you to ask yourself that question. While we move further into your birth month's reading, we have solitude. So I can definitely see here that forgiveness is something that you owe yourself right now, all of my October babies. I see here in solitude that it's important for you to retract a little bit from the world and to take time to really ask yourself why you haven't forgiven yourself for mistakes that you've made, why you have not wholly forgiven yourself. Is this kind of like a way of inflicting self-harm in a very sophisticated manner, or have you not done it because you're afraid to confront those feelings again? These are all very valid points that you should be looking at right now. As I can see here in adventures that there are new things on the horizon for you, new opportunities, new adventures that lie ahead. And in order for you to be able to truly enjoy those and take as much value as you possibly can from these adventures, it is important for you to come to a place of not only freedom but also clarity with yourself, where you've forgiven yourself for difficult moments, difficult situations, and you're not so hard on yourself. You're not just building a big repertoire, a big mountain of different things to feel guilty of. As I can see here in power, that forgiving yourself means taking back your personal power. So all of my October babies, remind yourself here that power is really something that is completely up to you. How much power you give yourself, how much power you give others, and also how much power that you give negativity, how much power you give the side of yourself that is maybe self-sabotaging. So all of my October babies, do really consider that and make sure that you're giving yourself personal power, not taking it away from yourself. Next, we have the sunstone. So I see that moving forward, you are taking pleasure in everything that you're doing, especially in adventures. And it may be because you haven't been able to go on as many adventures as you would have liked to, and finally being able to see something a little different than just a town you live in, or your zip code is really fun and you're really appreciative for it. But it could also be just for the fact that through forgiveness, through spending a little bit of time in solitude and taking back your personal power, that you're then able to see things through the eyes of childlike wonderment, where you're kind of like grateful and in awe of the little things again. I see here in the sodalite that speaking your truth is highly important. So all of my October babies, you have some things that you need to get off of your chest, and it has to do with forgiveness. Sometimes we need to get things off of our chests with ourselves, which is where journaling really is a very powerful and helpful tool. But sometimes you also have to be truthful and honest with somebody who hurt you and somebody who did something that really isn't okay, even if they're trying to gaslight the situation and make it seem as though you're overreacting and you're crazy. All of my October babies, what is so important about them, and whether they think that it's crazy or that you shouldn't talk about it, that should prevent you from expressing your feelings? Why is it that they can gaslight you into feeling like, oh, maybe I am being sensitive? There is no reason for you to feel that way. And in the sodalite, I see that it's important that you express your truth or you will regret it. Next up, we have the first quarter moon. So in the first quarter moon, they will continue to test you, okay? If there's somebody who has done you wrong and you want to call them out, you want to say exactly how it is that you feel and how they made you feel, and make it very clear that you don't like it and you do not want any of that behavior around you moving forward. If you do not do that, if you do not set the boundaries, I can see here in the first quarter moon that they're going to continue to test you. They're going to continue to push your buttons, because this is just a type of situation where this person knows that they have taken away a certain sense of power from you, and it gives them a bit of a high. It's almost like it's a very twisted thing, but that's the reality of the situation. And all my October babies, it is important to me that I am honest within my readings, and I do hope that you appreciate it, even if it goes more into the darker sides of human psychology. Next, we have the new moon in Virgo. So I do see here that it is important for you to also like receive. In the new moon in Virgo, I see that the thing is like you give, and the problem is the takers don't know when to stop taking and when it's time for them to give as well. So I do see here that it's important for you to speak your truth, say exactly what it is that you expect. And if you see that other people are unwilling to give you what you have so freely been supplying them with, whether it is words of encouragement, them being there for you, or helping you out with a little task, then you know exactly what kind of person is at hand. And I can see here in the new moon eclipse that there is powerful change that is coming for you. And powerful change may be even coming to the epiphany, to the realization that you have kept people around you who honestly care more about themselves always than they care about you. So no matter what you're going through, they will always put themselves first, and they will always put their feelings, their emotions, and their stories before you, even though you're going maybe through the most difficult time in your life. And that is where I see here in the new moon eclipse that understanding exactly what that type of person is and taking your power back is something that will feel so liberating and so kind of like relaxing to you, because now you don't need to hem and haw anymore about whether you can count on that person or not. You just know, you just have the truth. I see here in the new moon in Aries that it is time for you to take action, all of my October babies, to weed out the weeds, to weed out the people who care more about themselves than you, and also to make sure that you're doing what you want to do. You've put other people before you many times as an October baby. It can feel often as though you want to put yourself first, but you try to always put the greater good first instead of your own personal kind of motives. But I can see here in the new moon in Aries that it's a time for you to take action for you. And I see that you might learn that the hard way with somebody showing you their true colors, but in the end, it is definitely an experience that you will be beyond grateful for. Next, we have the Knight of Acorns. The Knight of Acorns ties in really well with the new moon in Aries. This is this fire sign energy that shows how action-oriented and driven, and that you really are my October babies. And I can see in the Knight of Acorns that you having this increase in energy and adrenaline is here for a reason, and it's coming here because your body can already like feel this kind of like surge of energy when you take back that personal power, when you forgive yourself and stop allowing others to actually tap into your own personal power and also in a sense have any control over it. I see here lastly in the Two of Shells that romantic love is the result, healthy romantic love. So if you are single, do know here that healthy romantic love is something that will finally come into your life when all of the toxic influences have been shut out and when you have taken your personal power back. But romantic love is also something that can be renewed if you feel like it's been difficult in your relationship and you currently are in one. So do know that the Two of Shells is a really optimistic and a great sign for the future of your love life, all of my October babies. So we are at the end of your reading. I truly hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Let me know down below in the comment section what hit home for you, and I'll catch you in another one of my videos. Hello all of my November babies, and welcome to your reading. So let's get right into it to figure out exactly what prediction we have for your birth month. So first and foremost, we have adventures. So all of my November babies, get ready to go on a new adventure. Get ready for a change of pace, as I can see here that you are going to feel like you are finally thriving again. So all of my November babies, do know here in adventures in correspondence to thriving that kind of going to new places mentally and physically is something that is going to allow you to feel inspired and make you feel as though life is really fantastic and worth living, especially if you've been going through a little bit of depression. It could be seasonal depression, depression, I do want you to know here in thriving that you're going to lift yourself back up and go to a place that is more filled with light and positivity. I see here in the 10 of Acorns that you're dedicated to taking responsibility of your own emotions, feelings, and actions. So all of my November babies, you're in a highly mature type of place where you don't really want to allow for negative thoughts to take over, and instead you are taking responsibility for any type of mental struggles that you have had, which kind of like allows you to give yourself the power to say, look, if it's my responsibility to be happy and to thrive, then I'm going to make sure that I'm happy and I thrive because it's up to me. So taking back that personal power, I see, is leading to a big transition. That is one thing that I see here in transformation, and this transformation is ultimately leading all of my November babies to a new sense of liberation. So not feeling like you're shackled up by influences from the outer world. You don't feel anymore like it's up to other people to make you happy. You know that it is 100% your responsibility, but that also means that it is in your power and you can be happy at any point in time. I see here in the 7 of Crystals that with all of these options, you just always want to go for what you feel would give you the best possible result. So you're very result oriented. And I see here in the 5 of Shells that emotionally speaking, because you're just so focused on going with different options that will provide you with results, you have a lot more hope and confidence. So by the 7 of Crystals and going with options that will provide you with results, I mean, for example, moving into business ventures that you know will be successful, or doing certain projects, writing certain papers that you know that you have the vocabulary for and you have the knowledge for, that you know will be graded and looked at as a good piece of work. I see that the more that you really work in the areas that you already feel confident in, the more you kind of feel courageous, the more you feel as though there is hope to conquer bigger things. So this is a great way to build self-confidence, just repeating something that you're already good at over and over again until you're really perfect at it, until you're really at a point where you know that you're superior to a lot of other people in the field and you can confidently say, I know what I'm doing. Next up, we have the full moon. So all of my November babies, you're being called to surrender to the divine. You're being called to surrender to the celestial events. All my November babies, just think about it. Ebb and flow is controlled by the moon, right? And we are made up of like 60-70% water. That's what the human body is made up of. So just imagine if the moon controls such vast bodies of water, such as the oceans, what effect it can have on us as human beings. So that is where I see here in the full moon that you are being called, all my November babies, to surrender to the fact that the divine, as well as different celestial events such as full moons, do impact us, and to keep track of it, to take it seriously. As I can see here in the full moon in Capricorn, that you're ending and nearing a very tough cycle that will allow you to understand yourself better. And by surrendering to the divine and really just looking into how celestial events affect you, especially, for example, full moons or super moons as well, that will allow you to really prepare yourself for different celestial events that come up and harness as much power as possible. For example, if you know that during full moons you can't sleep very well, but you're really creative, so you know the pluses and the minuses, then maybe you can schedule all-nighters where you're just really creative, you're drawing, you're writing, you're making something out of nothing during those celestial events. And during other times of the month, that is where you focus on recreation. That is where you focus on taking those lavender sea salt baths and really relaxing and regenerating. So getting to know yourself better is also going to help you not have so many rough moments in life. I see here in the blue moon that it's important for you to keep in mind that yes, we've come very far in humanity to explain a lot of things, but there are also a lot of things that we just say are impossible, But are they really though? That is where in the blue moon you're being called to remind yourself that there is still so much that is undiscovered, unexplored, especially when it comes to the abilities of us humans to be superhuman, to change our bodies just using our minds. So one great source is Superhuman, Becoming Superhuman by Dr. Joe Dispenza, as well as Metahuman by Deepak Chopra. Those are really great works and bodies of literature that I would recommend that you look into, all of my November babies, as they explain really nicely based on completely new, innovative research how influential the mind really can be and how things can all of a sudden become possible that prior to this day and age people have deemed impossible. Next, we have the first quarter moon. So I can see here in the first quarter moon that your commitment to surrendering to the divine is going to be tested. There are going to be some synchronicities popping up for you, all of my November babies. This could be, for example, continuously seeing the number 11, 11, 111, just like the number 1 in general in different sequences, as you are a November baby and as you are ruled by the master number 11. So that is where you're going to see a lot of synchronicity pop up, and it's really almost like a test whether you are truly committed to surrendering to the divine or not. So the universe is trying to figure out whether you truly are in a place where you just believe or whether you're still a skeptic when it comes to believing in yourself as well as believing in the impossible. So you will see things that seem too crazy to be coincidences. You will maybe even have these flashes of light or these memories pop up of something that's only happening now, but you feel like you've already experienced it. So all of these types of supernatural occurrences, all of these types of, how should I call this, divine, magical things that are showing up for you. And it is important for you to take it seriously and to move into that magical space rather than walk away from it or dismiss it. If you dismiss, then of course you will stay in a very earthly, rigid, material place that is not going to give you as much happiness and possibility as when you surrender to the divine and you allow yourself to believe in the impossible, or what up until this point we have deemed as impossible, but really we're finding out that we just need to conduct more research on humanity's capability to create and produce our very own realities. So all of my beautiful November babies, we are at the end of your reading. I truly hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know down below in the comment section what hit home for you, and I'll catch you in another one of my videos. Hello all my December babies, and welcome to your reading. So I'm gonna get straight into it. Well, all you need to do is lean back, relax, and enjoy. So let's figure out exactly what's up for all my December babies, shall we? We have the 8 of Pentacles. So in the 8 of Pentacles, I can definitely see my December babies increasing their income and going to a place where you are almost like in a superior position in your career, where you are the leader. So we have some CEO material here. I see in Temperance that it's important for you to keep your feet on the ground, all my December babies, as feeling very confident can have you almost going into a little bit of a cocky version of yourself. And I can see here in the Hierophant that it's important to remind yourself of the fact that while you're feeling confident and things are going well, you're increasing your revenue, at the same time, don't forget how much of a spiritual being that you are, and don't get carried away in material prosperity at any given point. I see in the Mother of Wands that kind of putting a lot of your time and energy and focus into creative ventures and also into hobbies is where you can really find that balance and stay in a place where you're not growing overly confident. Because one thing with being cocky or things going well for you, all my December babies, is the fact that it can feel like you're on extreme highs and then you come back to really low lows. And to level yourself out, engaging in your hobbies is where you can find balance and where you can find calm, and that will make you feel more closely connected to spirituality and just all things in the spiritual realm. Next, we have purification. So in correspondence to temperance, all of my December babies, I see that you're being called to detox. So especially if you like to consume certain substances, whether that be, for example, alcohol or other things, I see here that you're being called to purify, to go on a completely healthy and preservative-free diet for at least a little bit, a few days or a week, just to purify and give your organs a little chance to recover and a little chance to just recuperate. But ideally, you should always be helping your body detox, because there's so many free radicals, so many toxins in our air, in our water, in our food, in the products that we use, such as body lotions, body washes, so on, and all of these cosmetic things, there are tons of toxins. So constantly detoxing is the ideal, but if you haven't done it for a long time, all of my December babies, this is like your wake-up call. I see here in purity that focusing on getting to a place where you're living as purely and as toxin-free as possible is so important, as simplicity is where you thrive. And simplicity is something that I think a lot of people and brands have been trying to come back to, creating products that are only made of a very short ingredient list and leading life in a way that is closer to how it was naturally intended to be. I see here in openness that being a bit more open-minded also to uncovering truths about how you've been living will let you detox and purify even further. So the more you kind of are open to the fact that, maybe my life has been filled with a lot of pesticides, a lot of kind of like just substances that I wasn't aware could be so harmful. I see that the more you're open to knowing that that happened, knowing that it didn't kill you, but yet, like, do we really need to take a chance moving forward? The more you will feel like inspired to return to a more simple you, and to, instead of focusing on what brands try to portray, what kind of image brands try to put out, the more you're really going to value when brands and other people are open about their products, open about their ingredients lists. They're short, they're concise, and you know exactly what you're putting into your body, and you know exactly what it is that you're dealing with. So that is where I can see that all of my December babies, you can really thrive and get your health to that next level. Next, we have the sun. So all of my December babies, the sun is one of the best cards really of the tarot, and the sun speaks of vitality, joy, as well as happiness, which is a great indication for what is to come next for December babies. But if you're watching this video during December, then that could of course also be this feeling because you have a birthday coming up, or for example, you are excited about the new calendar year and what it has to bring. I see here in the Four of Acorns that focusing on having this comfort feeling, focusing on being in your community and being comfortable in your community is what I meant to say. All of my December babies is what you're being called to do. So spend more time with friends and family. As a December baby, you do really value your alone time. You do really value just being by yourself in solitude, but I see here in the Four of Acorns that it is important for you to make it a point to spend a good amount of time with those closest to you. It is really important for you to make it a priority to put other people first right now. I see here in the Star that that will bring you a lot of healing and also peace. All of my December babies, while you have great social skills, if you don't really use them, then that's really a shame for all of these great skills that you have acquired, where you can have a conversation with literally anybody and it be a good conversation. So I see that the more you share with others, the more you talk to others, not only are you then able to make yourself feel better, but I do also see here in the star that you're always like this glimmer of hope to other people. I see that because you have a very charming and charismatic way about you as a December baby, a lot of people are open to your advice, and a lot of people love to listen to what you've been through because you inspire them to be strong. So never forget the importance of sharing and of speaking, my December babies. Next up, we have the Two of Acorns. So all of my December babies, I can see here in the Two of Acorns that staying focused on what makes you happy is really important at this point in your life. So in order to extend this joy, this vitality, this real kind of like feeling of blessings and happiness and delight, in order to keep that going and flowing, I see here in the Two of Acorns that it's important for you to remain focused. It's important for you to make a conscious decision and effort to make happiness kind of like the epicenter of your life, to make positivity the epicenter of your life. Now, does that mean that you're just going to turn the blind eye when something terrible happens? No, of course not. But instead of focusing on things that are hard, on things that are difficult, you're focusing on how you can make them easy and how you can turn them around. And that's where I see, in conjunction to the Hierophant, that spirituality can really help you. Looking into more books, more spiritual texts, for instance, Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza, Meta-Human by Deepak Chopra. Those are all great books that I'm currently reading or have read, and they can help you focus on getting to this point where you're not so hung up and caught up in the little things or in negativity, but instead you are reaching your highest human potential, which is infinite, but only very few of us tap into it. But as a December baby, you are an awesome candidate to be a pioneer of being superhuman. So all of my December babies, make sure that you don't underestimate your abilities and underestimate what is really out there for you to focus on that can bring you great success and happiness that is long-lived, long-lasting, just as the happiness we talked about in the sun that is present for you right now and in the near future. So all of my beautiful December babies, this is the reading that I received for you. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll catch you in another one of my videos.